Y'all, I need you to listen up. I think the TikTok ban and promotion of Red Note is connected, and it's kind of wild. So we all know at this point that the US government wants to ban TikTok because it's a Chinese app, right? Well, we all know at this point that the CEO is not Chinese, he's actually Singaporean, and the headquarters aren't even in China, right? Yet people are fleeing to this Chinese app that isn't even quite like TikTok. Trust me, I've looked at it. It's not like TikTok. It's a little bit more like Pinterest and Instagram combined. And here's the thing, I've said this, I've tested other TikTok alternatives. Red Note was not any of those alternatives that I've tested. None of them. And I tested 4 different other alternatives, Clapper being one of them. And Clapper is up there, but it's not near the same territory as Red Note right now, and it's kind of crazy. So here's my theory, and you can say I'm crazy about this, but a lot of people have assumed that TikTok is getting banned because the US government can't control the speech on TikTok, right? That they can't control the free speech on TikTok, at least the free speech, right? Because TikTok still does have a lot of censorship. So instead, they wanted people to move to an actual Chinese communist app. So that way, when people could open up the app, they see all these different people and they're thinking, hey, wait, communism isn't so bad. Communism isn't so bad. Communism isn't so bad. They're trying to drill this into these people's brains. This is my theory, and I think that's the connection right here. Now, again, I still think TikTok is a security risk. Like every other form of social media and everything on your phone, everything is a security risk. So that's not really an excuse here. But it's wild that they're moving to an app with even more security risks. And again, I'm starting to think that's intentional. Because how would people in America even discover Red Note over some of these other alternatives that I've mentioned before? Clapper, Like with 2 E's, Lemon8, which yes is owned by TikTok. But how would people in the US even find Red Note over any of those other apps? It's written in Mandarin. So somebody very clearly had to be looking for this specific app because we don't even use the same language or the same characters. So my theory is this is a setup. The US wanted people to find Red Note. The US wanted people to go to Red Note, and they wanted people to see what was happening on the app and for them to try to say that China and communism isn't that bad. That is my theory right now, because if you really wanted a good TikTok alternative that is close to TikTok, we would have all moved to Clapper. And like I said, Clapper is number 2 in the Play Store right now, right behind Red Note, but it's not taking off to the same degree as Red Note. Also, why are all the headlights pushing Red Note? How did they even know about Red Note? It was almost as if they knew about Red Note before the rest of the people did. Tell me that's not a propagandist move. It's crazy. You really just have to trust your gut and look into this, people, because when you see all the different things coming out about TikTok about how it's not as connected to China as we thought, and you see all the things about Red Note and all of the TikTok alternatives, you have to question what is going on here. And it might be much more complex than you think.